The purpose of the Apollo program was to land humans on the moon and bring them back to Earth safely. The goals was to establish the technology to meet other national interests in space, to achieve prominence in space for the United States, to carry out a program of scientific exploration of the moon, and to develop man's capability to work in the lunar environment. In 1973, the total cost of the Apollo program reported to Congress was $25.4 billion. That's roughly $110 billion in today's money. The most expensive parts of the mission were the Apollo spacecraft and the incredibly powerful Saturn V launch vehicles. The Apollo 1 mission was to be the first crewed flight of Apollo, scheduled to launch February 21, 1967. It was brought to a halt when a fire broke out during a pre-flight on January 27, 1967. The fire started near a bundle of wires and grew until the cockpit was full of flames and black smoke. Virgil Grissom, Edward White, and Roger Schaff were unable to escape and lost their lives. In the 45 years since that tragic day, spacecraft builders have learned a lot about constructing safer space vehicles. Apollo 11's plan was to land on the moon and come back to Earth. Its objectives was scientific exploration, development of television camera to transmit signals to Earth, and deployment of solar wind composition. It launched July 16, 1969, carrying Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, and Edwin Aldrin. The Saturn V rocket was the most powerful rocket ever built. This rocket was designed to fly 3 Apollo astronauts to the moon and back. The Saturn V was used in the Apollo program in the 1960s and 1970s. The first Saturn V rockets launched was Apollo 4 and Apollo 6. The first Saturn V rocket launched with the crew was Apollo 8. This rocket made it possible for the first astronauts to land on the moon. Apollo 17 was the last lunar exploration by NASA due to lack of funding and interest.